Hey,
at this
Cooks
point.
hits chaos strikes.
is this Sunby sitting down?
It is Sunby sitting down.
Upgraded.
Upgraded. Put his name at the bottom.
Yes.
He deserves it. This is a 6-man roster now.
I mean that is a game 1/game 2 difference. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Promotion.
Rubik looks pretty nice too, picked up there by
Mm.
Fnatic before versus Lina, Kunkka. AAs are kind of the spells you get, you're not really going to get Ice Blast most of the time, but Lina and Kunkka, you're always going to get something pretty nice.
Well, I mean, if you ever steal Cold Feet, it lasts forever.
That
with
is true.
Arcane Supremacy.
That is true.
And you can almost always proc it with Telekinesis.
I think most of the time you just get Vortex.
Yeah.
I mean, Vortex isn't bad. It's not like it's bad, but yeah.
How about you steal Cold Feet, and then you wait a little bit, and then you use Cold Feet, steal Reality Rift, use Reality Rift, and get the combo
Exactly,
by
yeah,
just
no.
yourself.
And they're going to take, okay, so that's great versus the CK, good versus
Yeah.
the Kunkka as well. And maybe,
Yeah.
I mean, kind of not like a stealing pick entirely, but like it could be. And it's Ice is Ice.
It's Ice, Ice, Ice. I think that's the main thing.
But it is a Timbersoft versus an AA, who's also kind of good versus Timber.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they needed a pipe builder. And I think Timber
That's
kind
true.
of fulfills, he'll probably do that hood lock thing.
Yep, lock your hood, go into pipe. Yeah.
And so the first debut of that will be very powerful, and then afterwards you have protection for the Alchemist. I guess at this point that's really the only aura build aura item that Timber needs to go to for. He doesn't need a Lotus. There are no silences on the side of IG.
Just Yules. I think
Just
Yules
Yules,
and
yeah.
Yules pipe for the Timber looks excellent this game since you're playing versus, Kunkka. Yules is
Yeah.
just always advisable.
That's true.
What do we want to see for JT, or is he gonna be the one playing the Kunkka?
Ooh, yeah, I guess they could still switch that one up.
No, I think they're looking for a JT
We're
hero.
looking for a JT hero. What could it be though? I'm
Mm.
still.
Because we didn't
Good
like
pick.
the Magnus for him last time.
Rider would have been good.
That would be
Yeah, no, I
nice.
didn't like the Magnus for him. I want and
Tempo setter.
yeah, but this time I don't really care about him having like an initiator though. I think
Okay.
with Kunkka and a Yule's Lina, you have enough initiation power. I guess someone who would build like the team items, like how Ice Ice has Timbersaw as the pipe. Someone, well, I guess you don't really need a Vlad's that bad.
Guess you could still just. I mean, Centaur still looks good. Like just your traditional ones,
Yeah,
right? I
yeah.
think just traditional
I'd
kind
be
of
down
off
for a
laner
Centaur.
is fine.
Well, then you have another strength hero though, against a Timbersaw.
Yeah. Trying to think what else to just. I mean, pairing with Lina, you just want someone that's. You want your strength frontliner to be able to give the
Ooh,
Lina. And
Pugna.
Super also set down, by the way. Both coaches promoted.
Oh, this is serious business
things got intense.
Yeah.
So life drain versus illusions is pretty great.
Yeah, that definitely hurts the CK quite a bit. But you have to build Ags in order to really like.
Yeah, but I mean,
Get
then
rid of 'em.
just at a base level, Decrepify is going to be very irritating for CK.
Yeah. And this gives them a pusher and a way to run around as 4. So
Mhm.
like now they had no tower damage at all on the side of Fnatic, so they
Yeah.
wanted to make sure of
They
that.
had no easy way to make space for this Alchemist.
Yeah.
And now IG are going to have to do a lot of running around.
Is it enough damage to go through the rum and all that on the side of Fnatic?
Not off the bat, but they're just going to wait until Alchemist is ready to join the game.
Okay.
And Pugna, it's going to be very interesting watching Kunkka and Pugna chase each other around. Even in the mid lane, I imagine. How does that mid lane matchup go? Does Pugna win just because he's Pugna with Decrepify?
Probably, I would
Okay.
imagine so. Yeah. You just get extra hits all the time.
Yeah.
But then also Kunkka, sometimes you're kind of squishy on Pugna.
Yeah,
Maybe you
it's-
just.
so like an X Torrent, you may just die.
I'd imagine Pugna should do a little bit better, but I think Kunkka should still farm. All right.
Ooh. He clapped there too, right before he.
That must have
Got
been the
up.
last pick because we're delayed, aren't we?
No.
Fnatic
I think they just want to wait until they sit down and then use as much time as they can. Oh, but that's
What?
Fnatic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
never
it's
mind.
not. So
That's what I'm
I thought they
Oh,
did
my
their
bad.
last
Yeah,
pick,
yeah. No,
Okay.
there
Oh,
was,
they
uh,
go
Ember.
for
So
Ember.
off
So
JT
off lane
Kunkka.
right?
Okay.
So still a front lane strength kind of hero. Ember versus Pugna.
And it is
Okay.
the JT Kunko, yeah.
I'm down with this.
That sounds a little rough for Ember.
Yeah. But I think that they needed a magic damage dealing, or at least like a bursty core. I don't think they could have shoved an Invoker into this draft very easily. So
They have no tower damage on IG versus like this Alchemist who's just gonna
Yeah.
sit back and kind of farm, right?
yeah.
They have a really good brawling lineup though. That's the one thing. They look like they just want to fight nonstop and bring it to Fnatic, which Could actually work because they have. I mean, they have really strong fighting on IG.
Yeah, and extremely low cooldowns. It's pretty much just Phantasm. That's the only thing.
And stable lanes. It's important.
Yeah.
They've got pretty good lanes. I think mid. I mean, emo probably will do something miraculous versus like Pugna
Or
his emo.
comedically bad.
Or yeah, or he might just die.
Either's possible.
Or he might just die. But okay.
Is IG having a better shot here than they had previous game?
Yes.
What are we looking for? What are we gonna look out for?
So I think it's going to be very similar to that IG EG game 1, where they will have an early lead,
Yeah.
and then they really need to make sure they don't throw it.
Okay.
Because in that IG
Even
game,
more so than the EG
Yeah.
game.
because in that game, they also did not have very much tower push. And yet they were still just passively taking towers because 5 of your heroes group up. Obviously, eventually you're going to take a tower no matter what.
They've got to play really sharp and really fast. Like, just they need to be bringing the fights constantly to Fnatic, like around their towers, and just winning the fights at the towers because Alchemist is that ticking time bomb. They have to find a way in there because they can't take towers unless they wipe Fnatic.
All right. Be fast, be snappy, dominate your lanes. Let's see if IG can force that game. 3 over to LD and Gods.
Can they do it? We're about to find out, Gods. But I will say this is a much more IG draft. If nothing else, they're going out, you know, sticking to their style, fighting, brawling, slaying, hopefully. But Fnatic, definitely looking like the ticking time bomb here with the Alk.
That is always the worry. We saw what 23 Savage can do last game with some free farm, and if he gets it again, say goodbye to your tournament hopes IG. So we'll see if they can give Alk a rough time already from the get-go. Many heroes posturing around this top lane. But Fnatic are happy just with 2 bounty runes for their Alchemist, of course. So if they can just get both bottom, though, be more than okay with this.
Yeah, Fly hanging pretty far back near the shrine. So it doesn't look like he's going to run in solo. And the Alk is going to hug his tower. So it likely ends up being a 2 for 2, which, like you said, is perfectly fine by Alchemist standards.
Yeah.
Is the Ancient Apparition enough? You know, like you have the Ice Blast. He is a support, though. Will that make the difference against an Alk, or do you have to disregard that and just crush early anyway?
It tips the balance a little bit, but if Alk free farms, it does not make the difference. He's going to go most likely this Radiance BKB build that we see a lot of.
And once you get that BKB,
Yeah, you don't
Good
care
luck.
as much.
so they tried for the 3 for 1, but they'll only get 2.
Yeah, Fly takes a bit of damage here. Jab's coming back in to keep on harassing the CK as much as possible. Jab's going for this stout shield build, very different to what we've seen. I'd say the other big Ogre player this tournament has been Fata. He's going for the Orb of Venom starting item, which I definitely like a lot against these melee heroes, and he's up against a Kunkka lane, so going for more of a right-click trade build with the extra regen and stout shield.
But there's a Lina in this lane, so I don't know how we saw yesterday Lina can just bully Ogre out of the lane if she plays it well. And Kaka is certainly an experienced Lina. You might question his Shadow Blade decision the other game, but you can't question his lane prowess.
Yeah, that's where this stout shield perhaps you feel a bit better about when you're playing into this Lina. 23 Savage is going to be in a 2v2 lane, so we'll see perhaps DJ rotate up here fairly early on. I think securing Alk as much free farm as possible is such a big priority that once DJ's helped Ice, he may just want to leave him alone to play like a 1v2 lane.
Yeah, they're doing a good job at pressuring this Alk. He's got 0 CS, Lina stun into a deny up top, so still looking for those creeps, and you know, this cleave harassment is a pain in the butt as a melee hero. You're going to get hit by it. In fact, they're going to look for jabs with the body blocks from JT. If they can get another Lina stun, it might be a kill, but couldn't fully block him off. So they're forcing out the regen early, and they are making life as difficult as you could hope for this Alchemist.
Yeah, I mean, Jabs is running back in, but he's tanking a lot of creeps, LSAs, so I don't think he's really trading very efficiently
I don't know
here.
about this, Jabs.
And
This
yeah,
might just be the first blood. They're going to TP and DJ, try to turn around, gets off the lift. It doesn't matter. That last auto attack from Kanka's there, and still stunning 23 Savage under the tower, denying creeps incessantly. And while that was happening with that rotation top, they also lost Ice. That kill they can ill afford, and all of a sudden, looks like almost a 1k gold lead, I'm guessing, here early on for IG.
Yeah. Jabs kind of just gave that. Well, he just ran in. He's like, okay, salved up. I, got all my heals going. Nice DD rune deny. That's so big on the mid lane. I think because he had full health, he thought he could just run in and start right-clicking again, but that was like 6 or 7 Radiant creeps hitting him while he got stunned.
But I have Stout Shield. I can't die.
That's what he's thinking.
Bottom lane, it's only the 1 second stun. He's not good. They're not going to get the proc they needed.
Yeah, I think
all 3 lanes going well, though. The mid lane, Emo's doing great, too.
They're
He's already
crushing
got
it.
12 CS. He's winning his lane early against the Pugna.
yeah, this looks really good for IG. We'll see if Fnatic can swing this top lane in their favor now that they've gone for this trial lane.
Oh, they might lose Kaka, though. Perhaps he's overextended. He does get off another stun, but the DJ auto attacks secure the kill, and they can turn on the DJ, get some harassment out. A kill, though, that'll be a tall order as bottom lane Ice was brought low, but they're lacking the mana to finish him off.
Yeah, I'm not...
Moon, mid, oh
boy.
Emo just runs him down.
You know, one game he's the best mid player in the world, the next he can be the worst. That's
Did take that early point in the chains, which you don't always see, so felt like there was a kill opportunity, and man.
Yep.
I haven't seen that matchup too often, but it did not sound like our panel thought that Pugna should be dying.
Yeah, Pugnas should not be dying most likely. At least maybe they thought it was going to be like the Kunkka matchup initially. The Ember's slightly better because you actually have some of that magic damage to play into the decrep, but not a matchup Pugna should be getting bullied in and giving up a kill in.
Well, the good news for Fnatic is with this tri-lane, at least 23 Savage is farming.
Ice continuing to struggle, but top lane, they want kills. They want Kaka.
Ramping up the aggression here, looking for Kaka. The stun, a complete whiff, beautiful delta split, as Jabs will pound him down with the club.
Yep.
The kill's not going to the Alk. That's the silver lining, I suppose.
Yeah, I think Fnatic have caught on about how they should be laning this with the tri-lane, but I think they just realized it a bit too late. Rubik should have been up here from the get-go to help them win this lane. And Ice, he got an Orb of Venom on Timbersaw. Like, what are you doing getting this lane when you're in this item when you're in a defensive lane? Initially, he had the support, but that to me tells me like Fnatic weren't expecting to need to tri-lane.
Moon being dove mid. Emo.
Yeah. 3 points in
Has
Flame
the
Guard.
level 3 Flame Guard here. The next blast with the Decrep, it's enough to pop it, so the pressure is released for now.
Emo's just bullying him. He's keeping him at the tier 2 tower.
Yeah, where's your experience, buddy?
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Tower damage being dealt. Emo, next Flame Guard in a couple of seconds. Keeps the bottle charge with the Sleight of Fist. Nicely done.
And Bounty Rune's coming up. We're gonna see a skirmish here top. These are very important with an Alk in the game. For sure, IG should get the bottom 2. Can they snipe a third in the top? That is the question. JT with the torrent, grabs it. Very nice. It's going to be 4 bounty runes for IG, or unless Ice gets there. But his bounty rune is denied. They are playing against this Alk beautifully to slow him down, gods.
Yeah, DJ didn't even go for a lift to secure his bounty rune, but he is looking for a kill this time around.
Oh, who's going to die? Jabs could be in trouble. Torrent coming through, does connect. He's very tanky, though. Kaka up to the high ground. He'll survive. Now they turn back on JT, but the Slave coming in, perhaps unexpectedly with the stun follow-up. They get 23 Savage involved just to try and secure these kills, and they will get one. JT, no mana for a TP, and while that's going on, Emo combining with Ali mid, they kill him off again. The Pugna dying repeatedly here. That is not something you can afford, and a Courier also getting sniped. What is going on in this game?
It's mayhem. Absolute mayhem. Action all over the place. If you're Fnatic, you don't mind mayhem as long as Alk is free farming. That is your recipe for success. And Alk is doing pretty well. Double Bracer treads, Radiant's queued up, 32 last hits, so he's on track.
Moon has just given up on this mid lane. He comes bottom, he blasts the wave. They're just going to try to stay together because Ice is dying, Moon is dying, so perhaps, you know, united they will stand.
Big creep wave with the siege, and Flyfly's here, but he cannot go in alone.
And they don't seem to want to back him up. They're keeping their supports top. They're going for D-wards just out of range of this dire ops, and tower now completed.
Yeah, they didn't have any TPs. All the fighting going on, the constant TPing back to lanes. I think some of IG heroes even TP'd up there. Flyfly might be in trouble bottom. Moon's here.
Man, the nuke damage gets off the stun, though. Ice only the level 1 Timber Chain. He cannot chase. Moon can, though. He's got that high move speed.
Out.
400. Is it enough? Flyfly juking. He's a little bit faster when the phase are active, but when it's not, Moon can catch up. He eventually gets back to safety. And while that's going on, DJ going for a TP out. He'll bake it. The chains were already committed early, and I guess they didn't get the cold feet to proc.
I think right now the key for Fnatic is to try to get some stacks going for the Alchemist, but already we see Kaka going in, contesting a double stack on the Lina just taking away some of that Alchemist farm that he wants to fall back from. One of the few heroes that farms faster in the jungle than the lane.
So they're giving mid to Ice Ice Ice. They figure this is a lane that's easier to support with the 2 supports up top and harder to dive him, as he'll be very close to his tower at all times. And as I say that, now he's at
Yeah.
so.
Moon's like, I'm back, dude. You're at 3. Give me the farm. Ice, ice, ice.
Moon needs the farm, man. He's a 2,600 net worth, a full 500 to 800 behind. But they're diving. They're committing onto Moon. The chains do not connect.
Ice Blast missed too, so he can still life drain.
Chase forward onto this Ogre with the Flame Guard going. They have a way to zap it out with that life drain. And still, Ali manages to secure the kill, so Jab's down. Pretty heavy commitment for that. But Alk is getting space now. He's 4,400 net worth. He's got 1,400 banked on his way to the Relic.
Yeah.
And his tower still stands, so this jungle is pretty well protected.
He's going to TP to the triangle camp that you love to farm as any hard carry. I think recognizing that his jungle isn't safe, and the Radiant Vision is all over this dire jungle. They have 2 wards in the top, 1 at this triangle, so they really recognize that killing and shutting down this Alk is a high priority. Particularly if there's stacks.
Oh, they get the chains off on Moon. Stun from the Lina coming in hot. And Pugna dead again. The Shamble of Bones was sent back to the grave. And now DJ being chased out by Emo, diving deep for this wall. Ice 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 looks to turn the fight. He cannot get the kill on Kaka. 1 more Remnant. Emo secures it. They don't have great push, though, gods. That is something that Tsunami and Fogged mentioned. So even though they've brought this tower low, they cannot finish it off yet, despite these kills.
Yeah. As long as Fnatic can keep their towers up, that does such a lot to keep the Alchemists farming, because you need to take those towers to go in and contest his jungle easily.
They're rotating on this Chaos Knight. Fly. He's actually engaging on a 23 Savage, but he's getting baited. DJ coming in, throws out the Fate Bolt, negating those illusions damage, and now the lift. A 4-hero commitment to bring down the Chaos Knight. He's tanky, but he ain't that tanky. And now they're trying to go back on mid, perhaps. Ice 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 taking a slave. No, he's too tanky. Finally getting a tower, though. JT hammering away at top.
JT's been left alone for some time. Has hit level 7. But Fnatic, the game plan is very simple still. Just keep creating space for this Alchemist to farm. They've managed to de-ward their shrine, so Alchemist...
They're smoking, but Jabs is there to break it. Beautiful positioning from the support player. It'll cost him his life, but it secures that Alk's safety as he is retreating, and the Relic is close, so it's a really important time to not be dying.
Yeah, he's got to consider where he wants to go farm. It looks like with the rotations bottom, suddenly top has freed itself up. So he'll have top lane and jungle. Some Radiant Vision around.
And this time they got 2 of their bounty runes. So last time it was 3 to IG, and they denied the 4th, but this time it's a 2 and 2.
Always a big deal with the Alchemists.
That is almost the Relic, 3,500. So I wouldn't say they've really slowed him down that much, the first couple minutes, but he has made up for it since.
Yeah. It's not been like the perfect outgame, but it's been a decent one.
They have not skilled up the Ice Blast. Okay, now Ollie's going to do it.
Smoke up immediately.
They see him. You mentioned those wards, gods. This one was not successfully de-ward, or I guess they just never looked on the high ground, because they actually have a Sentry in vision, but he's retreating and heading to the triangle. IG also roaming in. They've got the boat. Level 2X is available. He's so close to that Relic. It'd be a real shame if he died now, and they're going to find him with the X. Torrent coming through, boat coming through, Lina ult available, Ice Blast, everything thrown at this Alk, and boy, do they shred him. He did not buy it. But the turnaround, I don't think it's enough.
Yeah.
The AoE damage, the nukes, the stuns, Ice 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 also in danger here, tries to chain away, he's clipped mid-chain, and while that's going on, Emo, he's diving DJ in the middle lane. A follow-up chains connects a Remnant forward, another kill and a mega kill streak. This is IG at their finest, all aggression and relentlessly so.
Yeah. They ping another stack that's there, a triple stack. It looks like Ember Emo wants to come in and take it.
Still, Alk basically has the Relic Gold despite the death.
Yeah.
So he'll get the Relic. But if you're playing from behind against the AA, that's where things start to feel a little scary.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have, like, the best defensive hero to protect him. The life drain heal, that's not going to help you, even later on in the game if you get hit by the Ice Blast. And what else do they have? They don't have a Disruption. They don't have, like, a Shallow Grave or something, so if you're behind, it's not really a free out game. But catch Ollie. Do have another chakram available. Lobbing it out. He returns with an Ice Blast and Fly. Wanting to engage. Here comes the Ember. It's a bait and it's a trap, perhaps. Do they have the damage, though? Emo's getting stunned down. Brought low. Fly on the chase. And that is what IG excel at. They've got X. They've got Torrent. They've got jabs. Hits them with the boat. The buyback from the Timbersaw. This is expensive on a Timber to be coming back into the fight. He walks into a Laguna Blade, the fail thrown out. They brought him down to about half HP. They catch him as he tries to retreat. Another Torrent, another stun. It's a dieback on Ice. One they can ill afford, and now 23 Savage, perhaps next on the list. Can he stand against this? He's got the regen going from the Chemical Rage, but there might be too much burst. Another slight, another kill. IG, now a 4K gold lead, just non-stop.
And the scariest part is that Fnatic just have no map control. Alk respawns and he's like, we're fighting? What? I need to finish my Radiance. He doesn't have any jungle because IG are just playing so deep on the Fnatic side of the map that there is just no room, no space to complete some of these key items. And what a disaster for Ice's game. That dieback has pretty much relegated him to support status.
He's below the enemy Lina, the 4 position Kaka. Might see another Shadow Blade at this rate.
And this is a Timbersaw. This is one of those 3 positions that plays much more like a 1 or a 2 where you need farm to be impactful. You can't just be like an under-farmed utility hero that has like a blink stun initiation. Timber, you need good farm to be able to do anything in the fight.
They've got the Spirit Vessel now too, so another way to deal with this Alchemist.
And Timber, another hero that also relies on regen. And Pugna. All 3 of these cores get destroyed.
Game.
Yeah. Between the AA and the Spirit Vessel and Kunkka, this game looks so rough for Fnatic. Already has 5 charges on top of that.
Yeah, he got that urn, and then they're just completely snowballing.
Yep. This is looking really nice for IG here. They are just continuing to play on this enemy side of the map.
Ice Blast coming through top. And they are going to find Ice. Do they have the damage with a 3-second stun and a crit? He doesn't have that many stacks of reactive armor up, and they just melt him. Another death for Ice. 1 and 5. You know, sometimes you can get away with feeding a little bit at certain offlaners, but God's Timbersaw is not one of them. No. This hero needs a lot of farm to have an impact.
Yeah, he's just nothing you can do. The problem is he wants to farm to catch up to get those items to have an impact, but how does he farm? That's Alk's job. They do get double bounty rune at least. That's going to help Alk complete his Radiance, but
Kaka dropping the ward as Jabs walks into position. They clip him with the X. The Torrent comes through. The Laguna Blade, another clean kill. And hunting perhaps for more.
I think
they move in.
Alk's moving down. You need to just play in this Radiant jungle, perhaps is what 23 Savage is realizing, but perhaps realizing too late.
The great migration begins. He's got the Radiance finally. That alone is not the game changer, though. You need at least 1, probably 2 more items. DJ is going to go for the TP out, but the Remnant slide. Oh, he didn't get the chains.
Didn't believe.
This is going to be good.
So they get out unscathed, but it's once again the Alk's farm taking a big hit. And Fnatic.
He's only 1,000 gold ahead. You know, maybe 1,300. Like that's not enough as an Alk.
No, the one thing that's gone okay for Fnatic is that Fly is not really free farming, but a lot of the lack of farm in the
going for the Phantasm dodge and perhaps turnaround here. Reinforcements are starting to come in. Ember Spirit arriving. Fnatic need to get back, and while that's going on, Ollie is got ambitions to make a fight happen in the mid lane. DJ with the steal, gets the level 4 Dragon Slave. The concoction comes through. They do have the Radiance. Gotta respect this Alchemist. They do catch him, though. Forcing him back with the Ice Blast, with the Spirit Vessel. Another stun, another nuke, and another kill. Fnatic getting back into it, but as Emo arrives, fun might be over for Fnatic. Jabs is likely to go down here. 1 more hit. Emo secures it. Still, trading. We'll take that if you're Fnatic.
Big kills though. Kunkka, Kunkka was top net worth as far as Radiant cores go. And Lina, as we've mentioned, was earlier out farming even the 3-position Timbersaw, so.
How do you feel about this pickup? We see a casual Hyperstone on Fly, and then it looks like he's decided to go back for a BKB.
It makes no sense to me. I don't know what. I think you don't get a casual Hyperstone. He perhaps had an idea to get rushed like an AC or something, and then realized this is a bad idea. Maybe
reverse Timbersaw, Radiance, you know.
Yeah, there's
Helps
not
your
much to
farm.
it. Yeah, I mean, there was a period of time where, what was it, CTY on Anti-Mage would just get like casual Hyperstones and Moon Shards to farm faster, but
we're not defending this thing.
No, it's a miss.
Just say it. You know
Bye.
you want
It's
to.
bad.
It's garbage.
It's pretty bad, but ultimately they're in a position where this kind of item pickup isn't going to cost them the game. He's got the BKB queued up now, but this game still salvageable for Fnatic. Alchemist top net worth, as you'd expect. When he gets his BKB up, he is mighty, mighty scary. He's playing with Bloodlust as well, and a lot of squishy heroes on this Radiant side.
And I mean, the one thing the AC would give you is more push, you know, for the team. And they've only taken 2 towers, despite how dominant the early game was. They might get a 3rd here. See Emo farming out mid. Fnatic with very little catch for this Ember.
Yeah, they just don't have real stuns outside of the Fire Blast. They have telekinesis too, but it would take a lot of perfect chain stunning and...
I mean, like, Emo's not even keeping a defensive remnant. That's how unafraid he is.
Until Out gets Blink Dagger, I don't think they have real kill threat onto Ember. It's up to Ember to like overcommit for him to die.
They
Or
got-
Rubik to steal a good spell.
Yeah, what's he got right now? The Slave,
Yes.
good D-push.
Very useful. The Fade Bolt Slave, insta-clearing waves. Very nice to
And
have.
more AoE for the CK.
Yep.
Not the best CK game. That was something that they touched on.
Oh, they're coming to fight. 23 Savage left the jungle farm to come and join his team. He's got a BKB coming out on Courier. They want to maybe smoke and go for a play here.
It is pretty much all magic damage. Can they chain stun him, perhaps? Or if they can, you know, even with this BKB, he's turned off his Radiance.
Oh,
It's
glimmering for a
sneaky
lift.
out. He's leading with the stun, level 2. They catch the Ember, quick assassination. With the
Great play.
BKB commitment, though, he did pop it right away.
He had to, otherwise he gets stunned there, I think.
So a 10-second BKB for an Ember.
Yeah, it's okay for Fnatic, but not... They were hoping for that to lead to a team fight, because Ember, you know, it's like your key hero that's snowballing. Often would lead to IG being like, oh, our Ember's dying, let's run in to save him, but they did a good job of just instantly ditching him. Very smart initiation with the Glimmer Cape there. DJ able to get in range for a lift because of it, but unfortunately Fnatic just the 1 kill and having to use Alk's BKB, not really the ideal scenario for them.
And they are so magic damage heavy at this stage of the game, because you're not likely to keep those CK illusions alive in fights, and
Yeah.
you know, Kunkka's not really that farm, so you know, those BKB charges are pretty precious.
IG have smoked up.
They're gonna make a move on 23 Savage. They know the BKB's on cooldown. This could be their shot. The Ice Blast coming through with the boat, with the cleave. Oh man, 23 Savage gets punished. IG, those aggressive plays paying off. 3 have fallen, and Moon on the run. They're gonna lose the tier 2 now mid.
So
And they
smart.
might lose more top as Ice into the cleaver of Fly, just shredded up. IG just foot right back on the gas pedal.
Fly, like, I heard you guys talking shit about my Hyperstone pickup. Let me show you what I can do with it.
Well, I don't think that was the Hyperstone
No,
pickup. You know, sure.
He's had a very quiet game. His team's been doing the heavy lifting so far. AA and Ember just all over the map. Kunkka, similar thing. But hey, he's secure in the late game with his farm. All in all, great move from IG. Smoking up, knowing the Alk's BKB was down. They caught him about 10 seconds before it came back up and found the heavy punish onto Fnatic.
It's going to be tough for Fnatic playing from behind as an Alk. This is not the game state you're looking for.
Not at all, but still feeling confident. Gonna go for it. Another smoke play. This time Alk's gonna have the Blink Dagger, so you don't have to be as cutesy with those kind of Glimmer Cape lift initiations when the Alk can kind of initiate for himself. Not gonna find the Lina bottom who's already TP'd out, and they are kind of just running into empty territory right now. They'll get some wards up, but I don't think IG care about this part of the map. They're gonna be much more focused on the mid and top side, the Fnatic side of the map, and of course Roshan.
Yeah, and with the state of the lanes being so shoved in, all of them at or past the river, IG have a sense that Fnatic might be looking for a gank.
Yeah.
So, wasn't really the dream Alk start, gods. Fnatic have tried for a couple ganks. It's been so-so.
Yep.
can they slow the game down and just, you know, look to farm, or is the pressure on them to keep on trying to make plays?
They'd like to try and use this BKB a bit now, but the slowing down the game is useful for like the Timbersaw and stuff, because Timbersaw doesn't really do a whole lot in these fights.
He still doesn't have his Jules, man.
Yeah, he's in kind of itemless Timbersaw right now. Roche being claimed by IG, not something that Fnatic were intent on contesting. Fnatic's kind of just looking to play a pick-off and farm kind of game. They're not trying to take big, heavy 5-on-5 fights. They really just, yeah, they want to take small skirmishes, keep on farming, and create space for Timbersaw to actually farm lane. Problem is he can't go to a lane to farm because he's just going to die to like any combination of heroes, or even just a solo CK as we saw top.
They
can
have
kill
a
him off.
ward bottom. They have seen this Ember, but he's not alone. Jabs is going to get caught by the Slight and is going to die. Tanks the gank.
Yeah, that actually gives Fnatic a lot of farm, because the second he sees 3-4 heroes ganking him, Ice is able to kind of freely farm the top jungle. Moon's also farming top. It just reveals so much of what IG is doing that it actually kind of becomes a slight gold win for Fnatic in some weird way.
A lot of pings coming out now. I think IG suspect there must have been a ward for Fnatic to be so forward.
Yeah,
but their D ward just missed.
But IG happy to play in this bottom side of the map with these two towers there. They've already got Aegis.
They've got Chemical Rage. They've got BKB and Blink. He's revving up the stun, looking for Emo. See you later, buddy. Got a Blink. I'm out of there. Tries to stay away from his team.
Still hits him, but
they will X-Tort Jabs. And I think they're just going to Laguna him down.
Tried to Bloodlust the tower, couldn't even do that, but...
Well, they wanted to pop the Aegis at least, but Emo too quick.
Yeah, that's not the target you want to run into first when you go for that tower defense. Anyone else and they can find that quick kill.
IG finding that quick tower instead. Tier 2 being worked upon.
The good news for Fnatic is IG push really badly. They don't have good tower pressure at all.
Thank God for Lina at least, but that's all they got.
Yeah, that's like the support you're saying. I mean, Lina is a good tower pusher for sure, but not really when you're playing as a 4 position with a 4-stop. It gives them at least a little bit more than the lackluster abilities of Ember Spirit.
IG keeping their farm up.
They want all 4 bounty runes. They know they're so far ahead.
A dire scan comes out.
Yep.
And Emo's in deep. He's going to get caught by Ice.
Ice is like, this is bad.
Emo's chasing. He says, you don't catch me. I catch you, good sir. Ice Blast. He shades away, and it's a direct hit. Bam! Just drills him. Nice prediction play by Ali.
Yep.
And another death for the embattled Daryl.
Solid, stable play from IG. They secure map control bottom to get both bounty runes, and then 10 seconds before they spawn, they TP 3-4 heroes top, knowing that that secures them all 4 bounty runes and ideally a kill, which is what they get on Ice.
They're setting up here on JT, but Crepify into nothing.
Yeah, no Yule Scepter to stop that X back.
And he's got a BKB anyway, so
yep,
they're not killing him.
But IG cannot really go high ground too easily. That is going to be the ongoing problem.
They're about to get their AC here on the Chaos Knight to match that of Alx.
If they win a fight, they can high ground. Phantasm with AC, that's big building damage. The thing is, you don't want to just typically throw a Phantasm just to try and stick illusions on the buildings, because Fnatic will just use Chakram from Timbersaw, Acid Spray, Fade
creeping in. He's found a Pugna, Laguna, Ice Blast, and a dead Pugna, whose net worth is not that much ahead of the Linas at this point.
Yeah, nicely done. They had the sentry there.
And bottom, Emo's hunting. He sees that Alk, wants to force out a BKB charge. And the fish with the torrent. They will connect. He's going to have to BKB TP.
Yeah. Gets the
he
creeps,
will do so. Down to an 8-second, I believe, now.
And now I think IG may threaten high ground. With
and it's on cooldown, and they're in position, like you said. They're going for it.
1 minute left on Aegis, yeah. This is where Fly can just hit the buildings.
Emo's TPing home. He'll be remnanting. Oh, no, he's X. He'll come right back. And they will commit, dropping the Phantasm.
Yeah.
But maybe not the best timing for that.
It's not easy. The Chakram, the Fade Bolt's going to come out. These illusions will die pretty fast, but he'll do as much damage as possible.
Oh, he pulls in one. He's caught the Timber. 4-second stun. Just not Ice's game. Really not his tournament, to be honest. As IG, bouncing back from that game 1, are going to take a melee Rax. A 11k gold advantage versus an Alk. Another buyback from Ice Ice Ice. God, he is so poor. They're trying to kill off this Kunkka, but he's got a BKB, and he's going to pop it now to retreat. They've taken the melee. They could just let it go here, but instead they want to fight into the Alchemist. BKB cooling down in 10 seconds. Probably time to get out, but not before one more Remnant kill. A clean little move by Emo, and an equally clean escape as all 5 IG heroes successfully escape.
IG with complete control of this game right now. Not one of those heroes. Yeah, you can be top of the net worth, but you need teammates around you who can also back you up and have an impact on the game, which we just haven't seen from Moon and definitely have not seen from Ice Ice Ice. But they're hunting down bottom. They're looking for this Lina.
When the 4 position Lina is your big bounty, you are in Struggle City, and Kaka will be found, will be killed, but it was 4 heroes to do it. And all the while, top lane, Fly farming, Ali rotating to join his team. They're going to take over the enemy jungle. Closing in on some pretty beefy next items as JT is about to complete a heart, looks like.
The panel talked about Timbersaw being like a good pipe hero to help basically fill that gap against this IG drop, but without any farm, that's not happening on Ice Ice Ice.
It's at the point where it's going to be physical damage too from this CK. Mid lane, Ice Blast, instant assassination. Nice and smooth by IG. They don't have an answer for Ember playing from behind. Like, there's just no lockdown, really.
It was a really good last pick with just really the supports having stuns and not ones that Ember is particularly afraid of, so.
The surprising thing was the way he dominated the lane. Killing off Pugna early solo.
Oh yeah.
Out CSing him.
Just
He's zoning him out from his own creeps.
Yeah, playing behind the tier 1 tower, like really bullied Moon there. Bounced back well from the game 1 loss. Didn't shake his confidence at all.
So now a heart on Kunkka. 3,800 HP.
Yeah, it's pretty nifty.
Effective HP with the boat is disgusting. I think that's the exact number.
The math checks out.
For IG, anyway.
No. They're kind of just waiting next Roshan a lot of ways. They'll smoke up, look to see what they can make happen around these bounty runes, because Fnatic,
they scan,
they're
they've seen, and they hunt now, heading up to the high ground. 23 Savage. Oh, that torrent connected. They maybe could chain stun him with the CK, but instead it's the Lina going down, and now Alk hacking and slashing and beating down this Kunkka, who's not that tanky, even with his heart. Can he get out of here? He's going to turn and try to fight 23 Savage. BKB about to wear off. He's committed everything for the Kunkka. Can he kill him? Can't let that heart start going. Emo, though, in the rear. Oh, boy. 23 Savage gets savaged. And they lose their prized Alk. They did have to buy back on the Lina. And instead of killing JT, he's just right back to full HP.
I think that was like one of those almost best case, or at least good case scenarios for Fnatic as far as how the fight started. IG were a little late to contest bounty runes, and then they were very split up, so Fnatic found a pick-off on Lina to start it. They got a jump on Kunkka, but they just didn't have the damage to blow him up. You can't hope for much of a better fight from that, but they still get crushed. And IG looking to claim a second lane of racks here. Alk still dead without buyback.
There just doesn't seem to be anything Fnatic can do at this point. You know, even with the perfect fight, they get smashed, and now so does their base. IG taking out that second full lane of racks. 2 down, 1 to go. Fnatic hanging on, not ready to GG out yet, but it's going to take a pretty colossal throw by IG for Fnatic to get back into this.
Absolutely.
And they've got throw insurance, you know, the heart on the Kunkka, the BKB on him, now a Lincoln's complete on the Ember. The CK, 4,200 gold, he'll get some tank item, I imagine.
They're going to be upgrading that insurance soon once Roche respawns.
Take out an extra policy, you know, and maybe take out an Aegis while you're at it, because Roche is back up any second now.
But until then, you know, they're happy to play out on the map. They're not afraid of too much. I think Fnatic may be going for one last big hurrah. The smoke up. What can they get?
What's it going to be? Who do they catch? 23 Savage revealed by Kaka in the trees. They X him to start. This is going to force out that BKB. Nope, blink. Well done. Hangs on to the charge. Really needed it. Radiance is off, toggles it back on, and starts coming in, looking for who? It's the Ember Spirit. They are going to bring him down. DJ with the triple Remnant, lunging forward. Huge play. There's no buyback on Ember. Must have spent all his gold, but the Alk in danger as he can't seem to deal with the CK damage. They might not need the Ember Spirit to take the fight. The stun and blinks. Oh, Holly pops
The BKB wore off
It's
right at the end.
seppuku. Seppuku for the Alk.
Oh no. That's demoralizing. Even though they killed the Ember there, the Alk just couldn't find a target to lob his stun at, and that might be GG.
We're gonna see this fight once again. It's a cute little play by 23 Savage to hang on to his BKB. Thought that might have given them an opening.
They were just positioned so well to pop the smoke.
And DJ played it so well, stealing the Remnant, getting the triple Remnant off. But back to the live action where the base is being melted down. JT fishing with the Torrent, standing out in front together with the CK. They want to get this third set of racks. Can they do it? Stun, Ice Blast, Ice, Ice, Ice does get clipped. Lina Laguna execution again. And with no buyback on Alk, this is going to be Megas, and this is going to be a game 3.
We got ourselves a game 3. Didn't have many of these yesterday. We had 3 2-0s to start the day, very quick 2-0s, and well, this has been a quick 2 games as far as one-sided affairs go, but we're going to a game 3 decider, and it doesn't feel like there's much separating these two teams apart from one-sided drafts.
Yeah, the drafts. That will be the key. The PA Mag was a complete disaster for IG, and the Alk, pretty big disaster for Fnatic.
Yeah, the Alk definitely can work, and there's nothing wrong with first picking it, but losing your lanes this badly with like the Timbersaw does not look pretty, and they just didn't. I feel like they were just confused about how they want to play their lanes. Like Ice 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 getting this Orb of Venom and trying to play this dual lane, but then immediately Fnatic go for a tri lane, which they should have been doing, and Ice 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 just dies like 4 or 5 times in the first 10 minutes of the game. So
then the dieback and just doubling down on it only makes it worse.
No, so I think Fnatic just didn't really talk about how to secure the Alk's farm going into the game, because the discussion should have been very much, hey, we're going to need a tri-lane probably to secure Alk's lane. Ice, Ice, Ice.
Just chill, soak experience.
Exactly. Don't get an Orb of... I mean, you don't mention stuff like Orb of Venom, but he needs to know as an offlaner in a game you're not getting much help, you have to play much more conservatively, maybe cut waves behind the enemy tower, go chase and pull some creep waves. You got to play a different style.
He's not a bad-in either. He's not Omni Knight, who offers a lot just through their kit.
Yeah.
You need items, and he just never got them.
DJ
Kaka hunting.
gets the runes at least.
Was it worth it, DJ? My good sir, I believe it was not.
Yeah.
He has buyback at least.
Yeah, Alk gets a Mjolnir off of that. I like the item that... he's got the Basher queued up. That's the item I feel like he will definitely need to have any chance of like locking down an Ember, but...
All right, we've seen some mega creep stalls from Fnatic, but I don't know if this is going to be it.
Yeah, I don't think
try.
this is one LD.
Boat coming through, and jabs go into the bottom of the map in short order. Down for 70. Power play, 5v4. The Alk stun comes in. They're going to commit heavily on this Kunkka. They do bring him down. He doesn't have buyback, but Fly just saying, screw it, man. Hit the buildings. Let's get to that third game. And now with the Alk BKB ending, he's back to the well. They catch him with the chains. They clip him with the veil, and they blast him to smithereens. They might have good chemistry, but they're not having a good game.
Ice, Ice, Ice. One more death for the road. That's number 10.
Hey.
There we go.
That's his magic number this tournament. Oh, Jesus. Always fun to see the CK army with a nice little reality rift.
GG. Game 3, here we come.
42-15. It's like the one way that when IG do well, they usually win, right? It's like they crush the lanes, they snowball really hard, and they're always playing from ahead. I don't think we've seen them with like a big comeback game.
No.
At least not anytime
They get
recently.
ahead, and that's whether they'll stay ahead, like the EG series where they, gave away a bit of their lead. But this one, pretty hard to give away.
So a stomp into a counter stomp, I guess, is a fair way to sum it up. And to break it all down, it's back to Shiva and the boys.
Thank you. Yeah, we were wondering if what Super said as a coach to his team in the break, and how successful that speech would be. It turned out to be pretty successful. IG looking looking solid. Didn't think I was going to say that today because they have been looking a little bit all over the place, but this looked more polished. Let's start with that.
Yeah, I like the way they closed up their draft, right? Because we saw the Kunkka, we saw the way that they had everything built together, and then they're like,
Ember.
must be when Emo was probably like, hey, they have like no disables. Maybe the lane mid might not be the best. What it ended up being great because he got a solo kill on the Pugna and then killed him a second time and actually zoned him. He did amazing. Yeah, they got a great idea of the game this time around, and they did solve. If it's a first pick alk, you get the solutions for it, and they did.
Yeah.
I also think that Fnatic did not have their own solutions for a first pick alk. They picked it, and they kind of left him and Ice Slice out to dry. I don't know how you managed to lose. The Alchemist lane I can understand, but this was the Ice Slice that we saw in the group stage. Not a great performance from him. I still think that first pick Alchemist is viable. I don't think that this was a good representation of what it's capable of. And the entire time I was like, any second now, IG's going to throw.
And almost they did.
They did.
Yeah.
Because it was like, 18, 20 minutes or something like that. You know
reveal.
that the Radiance is coming on the
Yeah.
Elk, and there was a fight. And then there was a fight that Fnatic actually ended up winning. And everybody was like, okay, it's going to be 2-0. Because this is the time we're turning around. But that is also where IG showed a lot of strength because they were able to reset, not go headless chicken, run back into the fight. They were just able to get the pressure going again.
Yeah, and I'm going to be a little hard here,
Okay.
especially on Ice because I felt like they played 4v5.
Yes.
They didn't
he
they
died
didn't even have
11
the Timber Saw in the
times.
game. He died like 10, 11 times. He never even got the hood, never even got the pipe that the team wanted him to get as like this role. I don't know if it was just like his fault, if it was like the hero as such a blame because they picked the Timber into the AA as well, and he just got massacred by it. But he had a really poor performance.
He had poor performances like that in the group stages too, in terms of how many times he died. Sure, partially it's the hero matchup might not be favorable, but yeah, he doesn't feel like his old self in the current in this tournament so far.
Yeah.
And in this game specifically, DJ was not there to pick up the slack because that was what was happening in the group stage, that more often than not DJ would be able to at least salvage some of what had happened in an Ice lane, but not the case this time.
Was that because of the hero choice? Because Rubik is a hero that you can be flashy on, but not that flashy, not as flashy as other things.
The thing is that he needs to. I think usually DJ will farm creep waves like way on enemy territory, but his responsibility was to protect the Alchemist. Because Alchemist is going to win you the game. DJ and Rubik is not going to win you the game no matter what. So all eyes were on 23 Savage, which. Definitely not as strong as his gyro performance. He had a few clumsier deaths this game, but again, I still think that Alchemist is fine as a first phase, but I would not be surprised if IG choose not to ban it as well.
Yeah.
IG played exactly how I kind of wanted them to in this game, though. We were talking about they don't have building damage, they don't have this. All they were about is frag. They had 45 kills or something at the end of the game, right? Look at this, 7-1-12, 14.
42 to the 15.
I mean, Emo's score is just insane.
Yeah.
14, 2, and 17 in this game.
Yeah.
Ollie as well, like all of them were just covering, and Kaka was the one like, you know what, I'll take all the deaths team.
And he ended up building the Shadow Blade, but it was after the Aether Lens.
It was after the Aether Lens
So
this time.
I'm okay with it then.
Yeah, overall they played their lineup very nice. Like they just played super aggressive and ran at Fnatic.
Yeah, and their lineup was simple. It felt as in you got the AACK lane. That's a straightforward one. You got the Lina Kunkka lane, straightforward. As you mentioned, maybe Ember Pugna wasn't supposed to be as quote-unquote easy for Emo as it turned out to be, but it all is pretty straightforward, which is what they tried in Game 1 as well with the Mag PA, but this time it worked out. It was mostly smooth sailing. One-sided, once again, as our commentators mentioned as well, we had a one-sided game in favor of Fnatic Game 1, one-sided game in favor of IG Game 2.
Though draft-wise, I don't think this was as one-sided as Game 1.
Okay.
Game 1, I thought that Fnatic had a pretty heavy draft advantage. Here, I could have just as easily seen Fnatic winning if the lanes did not go so catastrophically poorly.
Okay.
Yeah, the one I just didn't like. I did not like the Timber pick into the AA.
Sure.
I like we were saying how like the pipe builder, something, but I feel like they could have picked like any other offlaner to be the pipe builder instead of a Timber. You're putting him in a sacrificial scenario. Sure. You're picking it because you have, the CK. You're going to be able to bring down those illusion stuff, but all I saw was CK eating him.
Yes.
They actually solo killed him.
Yeah.
Couple
The
times.
Hyperstone CK.
The
by the way.
Hyperstone. Phase boot.
CTY shades being shown.
Phase boot, armlet, Hyperstone into Mithril Hammer. Like, looking at his items, you were just like, wait, is he going Mjolnir? Wait,
Wait,
what's
what?
going on here?
But
Yeah,
it worked
it's
out.
interesting. Yep.
Is that something that we're gonna see more on CKs, or what? Like, did he just want the extra attack
I
speed?
think it was like a farming
I think it was a
Like-
farming item as
yeah.
well. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, he wanted just to have. Yeah, I think they felt super good about the game. Emo's just like styling all over the place
Yeah.
too. Everyone's farming. Everyone was having a good game. So
It's a good hero for him too.
Yeah.
It's, nice and elusive,
And a great
especially
game
with the
from-
lack of disable coming out from Fnatic.
Great game
this
from
game.
Emo as well. As we
Love-
see the MVP.
love the build too. The Veil. I think it's excellent. It always works
Yeah.
out so well. He had so much spell damage on his team too. Helps a lot versus even like small little things like acid spray. These little like armor things can be a bit annoying sometimes. But yeah, he played phenomenally.
Because normally against a Rubik Ogre and then eventually Blink Dagger Alchemist, I would be kind of scared going for a Veil so early on because maybe, you know, 1 or 2 clumsy deaths and then all of a sudden Alchemist has the game under control. But Emo kept things conservative, I suppose. He was going for kills with the Veil, but he knew his limits a lot better this game than some of the other games that we've seen him play.
Well, that's also the nature of the hero. You always have you have a better escape compared to an Invoker that we saw him
Sure,
on
yeah.
yesterday.
And normally you have
Right.
a defensive remnant down. I mean, he
Yes.
didn't
He
did
actually
not.
a lot of the,
I know, which
a lot of the
is like-
situations.
But
Any
generally
second
is
now,
what
you
any
do.
second
He was
he's gonna
he was
throw.
versus the very telltale like the stuns, right? Like you
Yeah.
see the Rubik walking up to you or
Yeah.
something, like the Ogre as well, not gonna have a Blink Dagger. It's just when the Alchemist surprised with his Blink and his BKB that they got the kill, and then
Yep.
yeah, that was kind of the only death that he had.
Yeah.
And just to that's a good showing of IG. Can they do it again, or will Fnatic recover? May he come back for game 3? It's elimination on the line after the break.